This video was made possible by the EA Creator Network. Hi everyone, it's Chrissie and welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another really fun LOVESTRUCK video. So today we're actually going to be building in a completely different neighborhood from the build that we did yesterday. We're building in the Vista Hermosa neighborhood, I believe. I'm probably not saying it right either. But we're building in this neighborhood and we're actually building on the lot that usually has a lounge on it, and we are building a lounge, so it makes sense. But we're building on this lot that's actually right across from the hotel or like motel that your Sims can go to. That is just a rabbit hole. I did show it off in my world overview that went out yesterday. So if you guys kind of want to get a better idea of where I'm building this on the lounge lot that I showed off yesterday. And it's right across from the motel. So I decided that I really wanted to build a lounge, and I did this because it can function as a bar, I guess, if you put a TV somewhere. I didn't, but I built it as a lounge because I have this really cool place for like a stage with like live music and stuff. So yeah, I decided to keep it as a lounge. And I did that because I wanted to have quite a few places for Sims to go and meet other single Sims. So I'm building a lounge. I'll probably build some sort of like penthouse nightclub at some point. And, you know, I'll probably rebuild the gym or turn it maybe like into a spa once I have access to the other packs as well. And do stuff like that. I want to have a couple of different spaces for Sims to meet new single Sims. And I did actually give this lot the singles hangout lot trait that's new with the pack. So that basically means that if you put that lot trait on, your Sim will find more single Sims both on the lot and wandering around the world surrounding the lot. So your chances of meeting other single Sims are a little bit higher, which is great for a pack like this because I don't want all of my Sims to break up marriages and all of that stuff. Some of them, yes, but not all of them. So I like having easy access kind of to more single Sims and being able to find single Sims a little bit easier, which is great. But yeah, we're going with a little not nightclub, it's a lounge. It's a lounge, it's not a nightclub. But yeah, we're going with a little lounge vibe, and I did definitely take inspiration from the original build that was on this lot, which I do have all of the links for the original creators of the lots. They were all fellow Creator Network Simmers, and there were actually 3 of them. They built all of the lots for this world, which again, I will have all of their links in the description. But I did take a little bit of inspiration for this lot from the original, mostly just for the shape of the main building, which is kind of like a rectangle. I didn't really take anything else for inspiration, like color scheme or anything like that. I also have this little bump out on the side that's different, and obviously the roofing is different as well. So that's just a little something that I took for inspiration. Is like the square rectangular size, like shape of the main building. And also on the side, I'm actually going to be doing these cool little planters with some of those beautiful purple trees that we got in this pack. So that is another thing that I kind of took inspiration from the original. The original one had like 2 of them, a little bit smaller than the ones that I make, but they had 2 of those trees in little planters with benches on either side. And that was it for decoration mostly. But I'm going to be adding 3 planters. I also add a fountain and some flowers, and you know, I add a bunch of picnic benches outside, because right behind this lot there is actually a little like food cart that your Sims can go to get some local foods from. And I also put one on the lot itself that you can hire a Sim to come and tend if that is something that you want to do. So yeah, I do have that there. So I put down a couple of picnic benches. I also put down obviously a lot of regular love seats, like outside benches as well, because when I was playing through this pack a little bit and playtesting this build, I found that a lot of couples actually stargaze and like cloud gaze now that we have this pack. So the benches, they almost always have Sims snuggled up on them. Even on the picnic benches as well, you'll see Sims snuggled up together and like cuddling, and it's kind of cute. but also when you are on a date and you need a free bench, it can be a little bit annoying. So I try to make sure that I have a lot of benches on this lot where Sims could cuddle up and sit together and, you know, socialize and stargaze, all of that stuff. So yeah, I put a lot of benches on this lot basically. And we also have this little front and side patio area where I put a couple of tables with some chairs. I also put another bench there, and right at the end I actually put down a grill as well, just in case your Sims want to make some food, they can. And it's kind of tucked away a little bit on the side of the building, so it's not super front and center. But yeah, we have that, and right now I'm actually going through and looking for some graffiti and artwork and all of that stuff to put on the side of the build, which I love. I love all of the like spray paint and, you know, graffitied art and just regular artwork and murals and stuff that comes with this pack, both in the regular catalog as well as in the debug catalog as well, which I absolutely loved using that on this build, which is kind of one of the reasons why I made sure to have a lot of open wall space on the outside on the first floor, because I knew I wanted to use some of those like murals and, you know, artworks and stuff, so I knew I needed to have space for that. So yeah, I made sure to do that. And here we're all starting working on the planters. Now originally I do just have the 2 of them with the fountain in the middle, but later on I will move the build around a little bit and make some more space to have a 3rd planter as well, and that just fills in the space a little bit better. Currently I feel like that one spot in front of the build is a little bit empty, and if you know me, you know that I don't really like empty space when I build, especially in like the landscaping department. Obviously I didn't want to do too much landscaping because this is supposed to be a little almost like plaza area, so it's supposed to be paved and not super overgrown and planty, so I couldn't go that route obviously. So I wanted to just make sure that the space felt filled in. So yeah, I end up adding a 3rd planter, end up adding in a couple of these beautiful picnic benches that we got. I love the colors on those, by the way. Like, I had so much fun just mismatching the colors a little bit, and then going into debug, finding like a trash can and stuff like that for the back, which obviously it's debug, it's not functional, but I do like the way it looks. And I really like some of the plants that we got in debug as well, which again, love that. I love when they give us some new plants to kind of like match the world when we get new packs, which I love that they've started doing that now that we have access to those items. But yeah, so we're doing a little bit of landscaping, just, you know, a little bit of flowers, you know, not too much, not too colorful, just matching it kind of with the trees a little bit. And then I'm trying to figure out the 3rd planter. But talking a little bit more about the build itself, you guys will notice that I do have this little skylight up on top. And I'm actually using, for that front facade of the build, that like really beautiful rounded, like, I don't know, facade piece. That's actually a debug piece, and I think it's supposed to be some sort of, I don't know what, like tunnel entrance or something. But I sized it down as small as I could without obviously using the tool mod, because I don't think I mentioned this in this video, but this is a completely separate version of the game. So that is why I have my ID, my gallery ID, which is ChrissieYT. I have that floating around on the screen. That's something that was actually on the game. I saw it as I was playing as well. So that's just something that we have to deal with. But we have that, and also this isn't the final version of the game. So that's why I have the software not final little blurb up the top, because this isn't the final version of the game. It's a special, like, almost like alpha version of the game. So if there are any bugs or glitches or anything like that, just bear with me. And yeah, that's just something I wanted to mention. And also, I don't have access to the other packs in this version of the game, so it is just base game and LOVESTRUCK. And I also don't have access to the gallery either. So I couldn't save this build like to my library or anything like that so that I could upload it later. But what I will do is I'll save my save files and I'll try and import them into the regular game once I have the pack in my like normal game. and that way I will try and upload the builds to the gallery. Hopefully my save files will work and I will be able to do that so that I can upload this build and all of the other builds that I've done to the gallery for you guys to download. But I will update the descriptions, and I'll also make a community tab post once I have been able to do that, if I can do it. And I'll include the gallery links for them once I can, basically. So keep your eyes out for that if you want to download any of these builds. They aren't obviously up yet because the pack isn't out yet. But as soon as the pack is out, I will try and like upload them and put the links everywhere and all of that stuff. But yeah, talking about the build a little bit more. So like I was saying, that facade up the top is actually a debug item that I just sized down and put on the roof and then kind of hid the pipe parts of it, like the drain. I think it's supposed to be like stormwater drains or whatever, like huge drains. I hid those with the roofing, which is where the like glass roof came from, because having just a plain roof kind of felt boring to me. So I decided to add in the glass roof, and that led to having this whole big open like skylight effect almost down to the bottom. I also really like these, I guess they're like ceiling beams that came with the pack that you can use to create both dividers, like I did with this one, where I used them underneath the glass ceiling to make it look like there's space for the lights to actually hang from. And also, if you're doing like, you know, more rustic builds, they will be coming in really helpful and handy for making like really rustic wooden ceilings. The only issue is that they do block your view a little bit. So I probably wouldn't put them like, you know, really close to each other and have like a ton of them on a build, because they do block the view quite a bit. But I do still really like them. I feel like they're a really great feature as well. And if you size them down just by one, they are actually a little bit smaller, and you can kind of get a little bit finer with the placement. And that way they also obstruct less of the view. So currently I have them as just regular sized. But yeah, if you size them down, obviously they'll obstruct a little bit less of the view. So that is something that I could play around with sometime in the future. But we've actually moved on to doing the interior furnishing, and downstairs we just have the main like lounge space. So I have some seating, I have a couple of, you know, two-seater sofas, like more relaxed seating areas. Obviously we have the bar. I have one of the new bar backs that we got from the pack, and I'm using a couple of just two-seater tables kind of oriented around the stage area. And yes, I am using a leopard print like carpet for the stage. Yes, I know it is very extra and probably unnecessary and probably looks a little bit funny, but I wanted to use the leopard print carpet, and I thought, why not use it in a lounge that's for like singles and entertaining? And I don't know, okay, I like the way it looked. So I used it for the stage, where we have obviously the piano and a guitar and a microphone. And yeah, so I really like the way that turned out. It is a little bit weird, like I said, but I like it. And then I used a couple of these industrial looking base game lights, and I just tried to make the interior feel a little bit more moody and ambient. So I used a couple of different light colors eventually. My dog just started barking. Please ignore him if you can hear him. I don't know why he's barking. And then I used a lot of these new like light, I guess not really light strips, but they're kind of like neon sign lights that came with the pack, like decals, which I absolutely love. I love the way they look. I love all of the different variants. I used a few of them in this build. And oh yeah, I also put down a couple of those game boxes that we got with the pack. So they're technically like card games that you play, almost like, I think something like, I don't know what the real life version of this would be. But there's this version where you hold like a little card up to your head with something on it, and the other people have to kind of give you hints for it or like mime it without telling you what it is, and you're supposed to guess what it is. I know there's a game like this in real life, and I cannot for the life of me think of the name. Is it Cards for Humanity? I don't know. It's some sort of game that you can play in real life as well. But there's that version of it, and then there's a more like adult version as well, that, you know, it's a little bit more like woohoo oriented, if you get my drift. And that will actually like give your sim information about the sims that they play with, those card games. So the friendly one will give you information about their traits, and then the woohoo one will give you information about like their turn-ons and turn-offs and their attraction system and all of that stuff. Because with this pack, obviously, we do get an attraction system. I don't think I've mentioned this in a video, but we get an attraction system. It's really, really cool. I probably won't do a video about it because a lot of other simmers will, and they will do a lot better of a job at it than me, like at explaining it and showcasing it. But it's a really cool feature. So yeah, that kind of gives you more information about that. But we're almost done with this build, so I'm gonna go around, put some of these beautiful like string pretty like star lights around the trees, and then we're gonna go ahead and hop on into the game, and I'm gonna show you guys this build in real time in the game and show you some of the things that you missed and give you a closer look at some of the things as well. So let's go on ahead and do that. Okay, so here we are with the build in the game. So this is what the finished build turned out like. Obviously we have our big 3 tree planters. I love the way it also blends into the neighborhood. Like I feel like it fits in really well. But yeah, here's that kind of debug pipe thing that I told you about, like the entryway, I don't know what you would call it. But yeah, I just hit it with the roofing like I said, and we have our big open skylight up the top. But yeah, going around the outside of the build, so out here we have, like I said, the 3 planters, we have some benches around each of them as well, we have our big fountain, some picnic tables. Here's that little food cart that's actually in the world that I told you about, and I did add this one so that your sims can hire another sim to tend this one. They do like serve different foods as well, so yeah, that's why I put that one down. And then out the front of the build we have a couple more benches, we have some tables out on the balcony, on the patio I guess you would say, and then we also have a grill hidden over there in the corner. Obviously I used a lot of the in-game murals and artwork to make the building feel a little bit more alive. So yeah, I love the way it turned out. We also have a little deck upstairs as well with some more tables. I also put in a telescope because I thought why not. But yeah, going into the build, we actually, as you come in, we have a little seating area on the corner with one of the card box game things. Then obviously we have our big bar area with the new bar back. We have a new like fan that isn't really functional, it's not just decorative, but I like the way it looks, like a wall mounted fan. We have obviously a little jukebox area, some more tables all centered around the like stage area. Now for some reason, whenever I load into this lot, curved walls are still bugged and I need to replace the flooring in those curved pieces. It's just the game being the game. I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, we have a little stage area set up. We have another little seating area on the corner with another card game. I did also put down one of the new closets. So I put down one of these like utility closets, and they're actually a woohoo spot. So yeah, sims can go ahead and woohoo in there if they want to. And then going upstairs, we have a chest, or like a trunk, I guess. Yeah, a trunk full of costumes that your sims can change into, because I thought that would be funny for them to randomly change into like the hot dog costume while on a community lot. So I put that down. I also have a couple of regular game tables up here that your sims can like play cards at and do puzzles at if you have growing together, stuff like that. And then just another little bigger seating area with one of those card game boxes. If you know you want to play with more than 2 sims, you can. So yeah, we have that, and then we just have a couple of bathrooms up here as well, and then obviously access to the outside patio. But that is basically it for this build, you guys. I'm going to give you a little floor plan look as well. So obviously that's, you know, the ceiling. But then we have the second floor and then the first floor as well, and that's what the little floor plan looks like. Like I said, I will try and have it up on the gallery once I can get my save files into my regular game and I have access to the gallery, because as you can see, the gallery isn't even available in this build of the game, so you can't access it. So yeah, I'll try and get this build uploaded once I can, if I can. And yeah, like I said, I will keep you updated. I'll update the descriptions and I'll make a community tab post and all of that stuff. So keep an eye out for that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this build. You know, if you did and you want to see more Sims content, hit the subscribe button. I will have more LoveStruck content coming out. And hit the like button if you enjoyed this build. And click the notification bell. I don't know what word just tried to come out of my mouth there. And I wanted to say like and click, and it turned into a weird, I don't know what it was. But yeah, click the notification bell as well to be notified of whenever I upload a new video. Like I said, I have already posted a speed build yesterday as well as a world tour. So I will leave those linked on the screen, and I'll have the playlist as well in the description if you want to check out all of my LoveStruck videos. I'll make sure to add the new ones to that as well. So yeah, definitely go ahead, check out the playlist, and I will have another speed build out or another video out tomorrow. I don't know what I'm posting tomorrow, but I'll have another video out tomorrow, as well as probably having videos out every day until the pack releases on the 25th. So stay tuned for that. I hope you're excited, because I definitely am. And I will talk to you all in my very next video. Bye everyone.